air, which means you guys need to get it outside and start kick-starting that garden. And as master gardeners always know, soil is the first place to start. So lucky for us, we have Bernalillo County Open Space Coordinator Colleen McRoberts and backyard farming instructor Sean Hardiman here to help us out. So, how's it going today? Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, good morning. Thank
the
you for having us.
weather is lovely.
It's
a
lovely.
Great day. So
spring is in the air.
I know, and we have our beautiful flowers here. So we have soil, and where do we even start? I don't know anything about gardening.
Well, part of the Backyard Farming series is with the soils module, we talk about getting to know your soils. You know, what are you dealing with? And so we do some fun things where we learn about soil textural classes, and one of the exercises that we do is sedimentation jar.
Okay.
Where we put we fill the jar about a third of soil, and we add water and we agitate it. And what happens is the particles start separating out, and so we get to see distinct lines of sand, silt, and clay, and even organic matter. So this is from my own backyard, and as I say, it's predominantly sand with a healthy bit of organic material kind of incorporated into it.
Okay.
And so that's kind of the first step, you know, to get people introduced to what soils they're dealing with.
Yeah, because there's so many different types, and
Correct.
there's obviously a right type to choose. Does it change depending on what you're gardening?
Well, no. Soil is actually permanent, but it changes by your geographic location. And so another thing we do in the Backyard Farming series is, this is from my neighborhood, and I live in the Southeast Heights. But we're down in the valley, down at the Hubble House. And so we do a compare and contrast between the two. And it's very telling. And so again, you know, it kind of shows, you know, depending on where you live, your soils may be different. And so it's fun because people bring in soil samples and everyone's doing it to their own backyard and they're comparing and contrasting, and it's a fun time.
So it's different from backyard to backyard. It's not like in Albuquerque everybody has the same soil, and then in Roswell everybody has the same soil. It's like I live in the Northeast Heights and I have different soil from you, right?
Chances are yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And we also talk about the resources available to go online and look it up through government agencies like the Natural Resource Conservation.
Yeah, so the benefit of this workshop will be that people will be able to learn what is the soil in their own yard and how they can amend it to create really healthy soil so that you can have robust plants and be a successful gardener. Of course, gardening starts from the ground up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've never ever gardened. So do you have any like tips for a super beginner?
Well, get to know your soils.
Okay.
Get a shovel, get a soil probe, get a spoon, and dig in. And you know, you can go online and find all these fun little things to figure out, you know, what textural class you're dealing with. Like I said, we do the sedimentation jar, and then we also do a texture by feel, where we take soil in our hand and we get it wet, and we go through a dichotomous key to figure out what soil texture type we're dealing with.
Wow.
And we'll also be talking a lot about, again, how to amend your soil to make it healthier. So a great way to do that for any beginning gardener is through compost or adding organic matter. So those leaves and the other stuff that falls from your trees or seems to like debris in your yard, you can actually make that into healthy soil through composting.
So you can use everything that's
you could
kind
use
of in nature.
yeah, all those natural things. Also your kitchen scraps, instead of throwing those away and ending up in a landfill, you can actually make them become really great soil and put it in your garden. So it's really recycling those things in your yard and in your household.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to start